Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. In the last episode, we started the water temple. Might have gotten a little bit lost, but we didn't get too far off the beaten trail. In this episode, hopefully we finish it off, and maybe we go boss hunting, because we have one boss and the end of the fire temple that's still... Why did I have the iron boots equipped? We still have one boss that's sitting out there, breathing, waiting for us to come and give them their nice, peaceful slumber. I don't think it's that one. I think it's the one with the torches in front of it. And of the boss fights in the game, is probably my favorite boss fight. So hopefully we get to that today. We do have, or we're not that far away from ending the run. Just to give you guys an idea of where we're at, we have half the pieces of the Triforce. We know where one is, so that means we basically, when we pick up 7 more golden Skulltulas, we have 5 pieces of the Triforce. So we still need to find 3 pieces, and the last major item we'll have to pick up that we need to figure out where it is the Nocturne of Shadow. Because beating here will give us the hover boots, so that will allow us to do the Shadow Temple, but we still don't have a way to get in. Because the Shadow Temple is the one temple that requires you. I'm doing that talking and thinking at the same time part. That's not the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Learned this last episode that Pierre's here and he saves you a... you? There we go. A ton of time. And so that way we could raise the water level without having to go all the way around. That would be something that if I ever play this game again for vanilla, then I will definitely take advantage of that. Well, there's one Skulltula there. But we've got an issue. So we're at 35. Let me go ahead and update that while I'm pulling up the map. Because we've got an issue. We need to find a key. So we need to go walking around on the first floor, because that's where 2 more chests are. We might have screwed ourselves. Might. We will have to see. That's kind of menacing. I forgot, that's why I normally hookshot those guys, because you can't use your sword. So we're at the highest water level right now. Let's see which way. Oh, that's super helpful. So we haven't... Looks like we haven't done much with that left path. So let's get our bearings. Everything is based off of that door, which means I wanted to check that left path, which will be this one over here. Which I forgot, the water level needs to be at the lowest standard. So let's go ahead and lower the water level again. One who makes comment about Water Temple not being difficult, then gets stuck in Water Temple because he does things out of order. Karma. Oh, karma. So I don't think it's hard. We just gotta pay good attention to what we're doing. And I tried to do something fancy, and it ended up hurting us quite a bit. But we did need to go that other way to get the boss key, so it wasn't pointless. We only need to find one more key. Once we find that, we can go raise the water level all the way and go get the nice item that Dark Link is holding. I just didn't do what my normal pattern is with this, and I usually walk a loop around every time I raise or lower the water level to the current level, so I can be like, okay, have I gone that way? Yes. Have I gone that way? Yes. Or have I gone that way? No. I just didn't do that, and that's what gets you. That's what makes the water temple difficult, is it's just vertical, and you gotta pay attention, and it's not linear. It's accounting. So there we go. But this should be a chest room. Yes, it is. Oh, this room. Okay. And I find it funny, a lot of my reactions are, oh, this room. Okay. And we will... just tank the damage, don't care. We get our chest. And I'm going to try to do something a bit fancy, and hoping that I've burned all the warps. We won't have to leave the temple again after this, except we will, because it'll be much faster to warp out after the Dark Link fight than to run all the way through the underground. I hope I'm not forgetting that the door to Morpha is locked. Because obviously we needed the boss key, we have that. But I'm saying there's one room in between this room that we're in and that door. And I need to make sure that... can I see Pierre from here? No. Let's see if I can make that second story balcony. Yes, I can. Awesome. Now let's hit more of the right side of Pierre. And cool. There we go. Never had to do that before. So I'm curious if the game only raises it one level or raises it all the way. My guess is it goes the whole way. Yes, it does. So that's kind of cool. But you can tell the cutscene's meant for it to only go that certain length. Also, let me check that right there. Wait. Yeah, no, the door's not locked. Okay, we're good. So the water temple's pretty much done at this point. We're skipping a big section of it, which is very nice. But the time that we save here, we will have to spend getting back to where we were in the fire temple, so we can go through and pick up our last chest that we left there, because I have a feeling it's going to be important. I don't know if it is, but I have a gut feeling, because it's hard to get to. Okay, come on, with the long shot, this is supposed to be stupid easy. But you gotta lead your shot. There we go. Okay. Time for the part I'm very... Oh, I forgot. We got a room to go before we get there. No, there's not gonna be a way I could. Can I... I'm not all the way on the edge. Is it possible that I can grab that and skip a cycle? Yes! Oh! No, you wouldn't have the long shot at this point, so that doesn't help you out in vanilla. I would say it would help you out in a speed run, but it wouldn't, because in a speed run you're not playing this dungeon. Speed run, you're playing one dungeon and that's it. I imagine there are all dungeon runs, but I imagine even then that you're clipping behind walls and things like that. Because you can do some pretty fancy things with here with the logic and collision. Oh, and I got to in the moment. I forgot to pull our challenge for the 10-minute mark, so let me go ahead and pull that. Okay. Coming up at the most convenient time, or inconvenient, swordless! So I cannot use my sword for what's going to be until 60 minutes runtime, which is about... which is going to be most of the Dark Link fight. Which means I'm going to have to do it a different way. I wanted to see how the Dark Link fight affects the... or the Big Goron sword affects the Dark Link fight, because I think I've fought him with the Big Goron sword. But it just means we'll have to get a little different setup. We'll have to go... I'm going to say backup strats. They're not really backup strats. They're just... because backup strats would be for a speedrunner. They're just easy, cheap ways to deal damage. Now what sucks is we don't have extra magic, so Din's Fire is only going to do so much for us, but I'm feeling much more confident about this than I did about Big Octo, and Big Octo went super well. So let's do Dark Link. Unfortunately, because we are facing him so late in the game, he's a bit harder to deal with. Now when we turn back, our shadow's gone. There he is. There's Buddy Boy. So everyone has their own little tricks about this. Din's Fire is a good way if you can't fight him with a sword. Like I can't. So we're just gonna spam this until we run out of magic. The interesting thing that I never knew about this Dark Link fight until... Oh, shoot. But I didn't know about it till I did this randomizer and I came into the water temple way early. Like, I barely had any hearts. And that's actually the time you want to come in here. So, kind of did myself a disservice. You just... I know you can kill him with the Megaton Hammer, I just don't know how, because I've never done it. But his health scales to your current health. So when I alluded to him earlier, I was very curious if... This is obviously not working. I don't have any seeds anyway. I was very curious to know if... So, bomb chews don't kill him. Probably splash damage of them do, but that's not going to work out in our favor. Means bombs probably don't, which means we're screwed until I get my sword back. But yeah, he scales to you. So the earlier you fight him, but now I remember where I was. The part I'm curious about is I've never come into him with double damage, or half damage. So I'm curious if So we're just going to play footsie with him for the next minute, so that way I can get rid of Swordless. Because I can't damage him. I can't. I'm not skilled enough. And some of you are probably going to tell me some technique. I thought you could kill him with the Megaton Hammer. But, I'm not skilled enough to do so. Might be able to get him to lunge at me. But he's definitely a fun fight. He mirrors you. I think it was like 11-11 or something like that. I'm gonna come in short on this. I know I am. Unless I go to like 16:30. So I'm sorry for wasting y'all's time, but this is what Swordless does. I can't damage him in any way, and I know I can't. Got him stuck on the tree. The nice thing is the rest of the water temple is going to go very fast after this, because we're going to warp out and go straight to Morpha. And hopefully I can set up the quick kill on him. Okay, now I finally got my sword back. So let's go to the strat that I know, which is if you don't target him, he doesn't do the super annoying attack, which is he will stand on your sword. There we go. There we go. Still wasn't a good fight, but we definitely got it over with. So I wish they'd keep that room in that paradise-ish setting, because it's so peaceful. But here's the reason why we had to do all that water temple, that episode and a half of water temple. It's because here's a piece of the Triforce. So yeah, that's why we had to do that. So now we're going to do A, down, right, right, left. And we're going to warp out of here and come back in. And I swear, if the next challenge we pull is a warp, I feel like I'm going to break this controller, because I'm very tired of warping and not warping because we haven't beat bosses. But I'm going to get my all satisfied feeling, and maybe I can get 2 dungeons done today. And that would be exciting. Because we're not that far away from cleaning up all of the dungeons. We only have 3 left. We're about to do 1, and then we're about to clean up the fire because we left it in a good spot. We're going to take that fairy so I can get the full heal. If this one stays out long enough, I'm going to get my backup fairy. Sweet. So that's our backup fairy, just in case for some reason if the wheel were to pull something, I don't know, like a rainy day. We do have a bit of a retreat. This room. This room. So I'm going to be honest, I don't know the way you're supposed to beat this room. I've always just done this and just kind of fingers crossed, and it worked first try that time. Hallelujah. So let's pull our challenge while we're setting up Morpha. Hopefully it doesn't inhibit me from setting up the quick kill. Sealed bag, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Come here, Morpha. Morpha's a weird fight, especially if you fight him properly. We're going to try not to. We're going to try to do the quick kill, because he's the one boss I know how to do the quick kill, and we missed it. It's a lot easier than fighting him normally, so that's why we're going for it. Obviously, I haven't played Ocarina of Time in a while, if this whole run hasn't already told you that. So, might take me a try or two. Dang. need to back up. I'd love to get my targeting. Thank you. That's a bad setup. Yep. Well, either way, this is still a proper way of fighting the boss. Yes, I totally meant to... Oh, I got greedy. I got greedy. I saw something that looked weird. Because I never noticed the water tentacle popping up on the opposite side. So let's reset up. Yeah, I guess I never noticed that he does the multiple coils. Might be at a high enough damage. Okay, that gives us a little time to... just trying to get fancy. Also, need to burn a little time anyway because of the sealed bag, but... doesn't help either way. Come on, Morpha. You gotta play ball if you want me to kill you. There we go. Yeah, good thing is by the time that we finish this, we'll be ready for the fire temple, because it's not going well. I talked about how I can do the quick kill, and I might die to Morpha. Oh, that water tentacle is going to get me. Stay out of his range, and make sure he can't curl to get me, and we should be good. See, this is what happens when you don't practice and you try to do fancy things. Well, honestly, this boss is going about par of the course of the rest of the ones. Oh, that other water tentacle is going to get me. Just gonna stay right in the corner. I'm not used to seeing any of this, so this is all a little foreign to me. I'm gonna run to this side because then that will trigger his core tentacle, not the one that keeps trying to kill me in that corner. Come on, buddy, come in the corner. And I gave up going on the quick kill, so that's why that happened. So I'm just trying to kill him at this point, because I've obviously not played well enough to do anything fancy. But hopefully we can not take too much longer. There we go. Right when the seal bag wears off too. By the time the cutscene's over and all that jazz and we're ready to warp, it'll be over. But that went poorly. I go from gloating about, oh, I can do the quick kill. Oh, I can do the quick kill. I'm fancy. And can't do it. Which is sad. Oh well. If you can tell what I was trying to do, if you don't know it, you can move his core into the corner and you get around it and you can keep swinging and he'll get the knockback to keep pushing him in the corner. So you can just keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him and kill him in one cycle, and it's a lot easier. And where are our hover boots? There they are. We'll definitely need those for the Shadow Temple, but we still can't get in. And so that's going to be a major concern. We get the Water Medallion, which also means that we can unlock where we would normally get the Nocturne of Shadow. we got one more item to get here before we can warp off to the fire temple and finish that temple off too. Which we'll get started in this episode, but we definitely will not finish. Get that arrow off quickly. And it's a bundle of arrows. It's not worth our time. So we will get ourselves equipped and head off to finish the fire temple. And judging how that went, we should be worried. Because I'm much weaker at Volvagia. I struggle with him. Not that he's hard, just I have issues with him. But we'll go ahead and get decently far with him, and then I'll probably kill him in this episode, and then in the next episode we'll go get the Megaton Hammer chest, which is the one chest in here we're missing. Because now that we can get over to him, man, I thought this was going to be the first temple we'd beat, and we find out it's the second to last, which is quite ironic to me. We'll go here and we'll pick up our health refill. Oh, we don't need that fairy. And I won't need the magic, so we are good. So let me equip our handy dandy butter shoes. And there we go. Let us bypass that pillar. And let's go boss killing. And there we go. So there's a reason why Volvagia is my favorite fight. It stems from actually having read about half of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time manga. I love the story that Volvagia has, and I'll kind of sum it up, but if you're at least somewhat interested in the story and you really like comics or things of that nature, I couldn't recommend the mangas enough. You can get them, I found them at like Barnes and Nobles, or Barnes and Noble, if you have one of those around. I imagine that other bookstores of that nature have them as well. I even know some half-price books that have manga, and so honestly, they're great reads. They have awesome story, but the Volvagia story is that Link is passing by kind of a street fair type thing one day, and he finds this little dragon, and he decides through Navi's guidance to buy it. And once he buys it, he raises it as his own and bonds with it. Ends up becoming perverted by Ganon and becomes Volvagia, the fire dragon who's destroying Death Mountain and killing the Gorons. And I definitely didn't do it justice, so be prepared, or realize that. Let's just do this to avoid all these rocks. This is a weird angle. It looks like he's like trying to climb a rock wall. But a little strategy my brother taught me. Oh, we're almost there. Should be one more cycle, because I didn't use the big Goron sword on the first run. But Volvagia is not hard. He was hard for me my first playthrough. Like, first playthrough ever, not Randomizer. Just because he's a weird pattern. And his fight's a little hard to get used to. Also, when I tried to do a 3-heart run, and I got to the fire temple, his little fire whip from his hair kept killing me, because that does enough damage, and you're trying to run in and clock damage, and you forget about it. But that is 2 temples beat in 1 episode. So we made great progress today. In the next episode, we will go climb the mountain one more time to go see what's in that chest and where the Megaton hammer was. And once we do that, maybe we can head off for the Shadow Temple. If we can't, then we're gonna have to do a lot of soul searching. But join me in the next episode, and we will find out where we can go. So hope you guys had a good one, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.